What exactly is ISO 20022? Well, it's a new global standard for financial messaging that is making waves in the industry. Basically, it helps financial institutions securely and efficiently exchange information with each other. It was created by the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, an independent, non-governmental international group that sets international standards for things like quality and security management. If you ever sent a wire transfer, you maybe heard of another messaging standard called SWIFT. It's similar to 20022, but there are some key differences between the two, like the data format, level of detail, and security features. SWIFT uses its own format, while 20022 uses XML, which is more flexible and easier to integrate. Some central banks and financial regulators have already required the use of ISO 20022 for specific systems and applications. For example, the European Payments Council has set a deadline for 2025 for all SEPA payments to use 20022, while the Federal Reserve in the US is encouraging financial institutions to adopt it by 2023. So what does this mean for digital currencies? ISO 20022 has the potential to play a key role in the development and implementations of CBDCs, as it provides a flexible and standardized framework for financial messaging that ensures consistency and interoperability between systems. Adopting ISO 20022 could increase the use of cryptocurrencies that are compliant with it. Two cryptocurrencies that are members of the ISO 20022 standards body are Ripple's Xrp and Stellar Lumens. Recognizing the value of ISO 20022 messaging and its potential to transform the financial industry, Stronghold has utilized this technology in conjunction with blockchain ledger payments in select projects. Messaging standards are crucial for enabling the efficient and secure exchange of financial information between different systems and technologies. They play a critical role in improving the overall performance and reliability of the financial services industry.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks pulling back. And we know we have options tomorrow. So, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, as we can clearly see, they're being pushed down. But we have the dollar up. The only reason, because we know the BOE has raised rates once again. But guys, as we see, the yield rates are being pushed down. And if yield rates stay this low, we're not going to take a big hit with options tomorrow. And then, of course, guys, like I stated, the dollar is up. But the dollar is up because the BOE has raised rates again. Most likely tomorrow it will pull back. But then also, guys, we have volume in crypto is slightly up. And we have Tether and USDC. Now, we have New York introduces a bill to allow fiat-backed stable coins to pay for bail bonds. Remember, guys, it's all about real use cases. We know the NWO moves in phases. And then we have Circle reportedly adjusts its treasury holdings, not going long-term, staying short-term, just in case of a default. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed sitting at $2.2 trillion, and we have the central banks raising rates and running off the balance sheet so they can destroy this legacy market, so therefore the fourth industrial revolution can rise. Now, we have the BOE has raised rates again and said they're not done. We had the EU raise the rates also along with us and said they're not done. And remember, guys, this is a global economy. And don't forget what Blackstone stated. We're going to go a whole 10 years, guys, a whole decade with minimal growth in the United States as far as the stock market. Because remember, the United States economy has to be destroyed, and China and the emerging markets are going to become consumer nations. And we know America can't go back to manufacturing. Why? Because now you have automation, and we see all these corporations now telling the world that it's turning to automation and AI. But guys, we know they've been planning this for a couple decades. And we know the big piece of the destruction of the American economy are the small banks, and we see them being destroyed. Now we have Blackstone that wants to come in and help the regional banks. But guys, we know this is temporary. The fall of these regional banks were planned 10 years ago. You know, I brought you the FDIC video with Jay Clayton and Cohen right there in the video. You can't make this stuff up. And speaking of the emerging markets in China, we have China launches National Blockchain Center to train 500,000 specialists. And guys, we know the United States were giving supercomputers to China back in the early 90s. So guys, they've had this technology for over 30 years. So that's the reason why they can put technology on television, and then all of a sudden in their minds it becomes reality because they already had the technology. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now guys, do not forget about Grayscale sending about $23.6 billion. And getting over into a little crypto news. And guys, we have a lot of meme coins going on. Now we have Milady meme coin surges over 5,000% after Elon Musk tweet and exchange listing. And the meme coin founder says it has nothing to do with Milady. And then guys, we have Pepe coin loses over $1 billion in market cap in 5 days. And we had Brian Armstrong come out and state the coin represents the alt-right. And guys, we know this is nothing but the Hegelian dialectic. How fast this coin went up, the only person that can be behind it, that's right, the NWO. Now we have the EU drafts an AI Act updated with public facial recognition ban. And guys, we see the AI agenda being pushed globally, and that's all we're seeing being pushed in the mainstream media. I received so many emails from Patreon members sending me commercials with them doing AI symbols. So they're definitely programming the masses for something bigger down the road. And lastly, speaking of something bigger down the road, We have Snapchat influencer becomes a virtual girlfriend. And guys, we know we've seen this on television time and time again. It doesn't seem like reality until it gets here. And this is just the first part of the phase. Remember, it's going to be a real person first, then it turns to a robot, then it turns to AI. Because only thing she's going to do is become an avatar. And then eventually that avatar is going to become her. And then you add that in with the metaverse, add that in with gaming, add that in with NFTs and these social media platforms. So remember, everything that's in the real world is going to eventually be pushed in the virtual world. And you've all stated the brain has already been hacked. And in my Patreon a long time ago, I sent a CIA document. If they get the frequency correct, they can program you, control the masses. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.